Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no, there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG.
I'll call you every day, G.
Why when you're on it? Why are you waiting? Why are you relying on other people? I can't get on a second mark. If there's no... I'm really disappointed in you, fam. This is a man that's always on it. Mr. Sneaker Man.
Yeah.
But you can't get the tickets.
The one drop I missed is probably the biggest drop of the year. Crazy. Literally, my app Songkick just didn't want to give me the drop, or maybe I wasn't tracking him as I thought I was. You live and you learn.
Disappointed.
I'm disappointed as well.
No. Moving on swiftly. Episode 76 of the two-man game.
TMG.
76, representing the 76ers. What does that represent for you, Melo?
For me, it's Dr. J. Dr. J. Julius Erving, top 15 player of all time. Outside case for top 10, especially when you combine his ABA achievements. He was the Jordan before Jordan. You know, you see that one of the reverse steps behind the back of the rim, I believe, that Giannis did. That was Dr. J. That man. He was crazy. I mean, like I said, if you combine his ABA achievements, which you should, because there is a lot of NBA teams currently who played in the ABA. I believe the Nuggets were there, and I believe one of the, I think the Nets were there as well, some other teams. He is definitely top 15. Well, he's top 15 without the ABA, but with the ABA, top 10, bro.
Top 15 without the ABA.
Without the ABA, he's top 15.
One chip does not make you top 15.
Top 15 is
In the NBA.
He is. That's name me your top 15. Or name me 10 to 15.
KD.
Or 11 to 15.
KD. Let me think about this after I actually think.
No.
I'm trying to think of guys that Wilt. I didn't have Wilt in my top 10. Top 10. So I got Wilt, KD, Steph.
You had Steph in your top 10, I swear.
And I didn't have Giannis.
I swear you had Steph.
I had Giannis. That's 3. Then 2 more. Got Kawhi over him. 14. 15th. Bro, toss up between him and Dirk still.
He's definitely got to J Star.
Dirk's got one of the best championships of all time.
He does. He's a defensive liability. I'm going to give it to Dr. J.
Offensively, he's the legend. Can't even
I'm
deny him.
going to give it to Dr. J, the skyscraper.
How about Moses Malone? Is Moses Malone not better than him?
You could argue Moses Malone, actually. He's up there as well.
Anyway, back to scheduled programming. We've got to introduce the guests. Introduce yourself to the two-man game audience.
Yo, name's MK. Yo. Yeah.
It's been a while. We've been trying to get you on for a minute now. I know we've been trying to get on, but obviously scheduling. Certain dons are very busy. AC Milan.
Yo, I'm here.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call him for this episode.
It's
I'm gonna call you AC Milan.
still. It's old fashioned. Do you know whose top this is?
Number 10 as well.
You know what that is? Come on, get your history back.
Is he a Dutchman?
Well, you're close. Oh, yeah, you getting there.
Don't even know. Cruyff never played for AC Milan.
God!
I just said Dutchman. I don't even know, fam. Who's it?
Ruud Gullit.
Gullit was 10.
Yep. The dreads.
Even when he was spitting in Don's face.
See, he inspired me to get the dreads.
You going a little Gullit?
Or the long hair. Or the plats, whatever you want to call it.
Gullit was spitting at Don's.
Complete player.
Couldn't do that now.
I believe he could play from centre back all the way to striker. He was a beast though.
Well, you don't get players like that now because everyone's pigeonholed.
Another player that is greater than Andres Iniesta. In my opinion. But that's a story for a different day.
Sorry, excuse me?
Another player that is greater
No,
than Andres
hey!
Iniesta.
If you don't put Iniesta's name in this
How many
podcast,
Ballon d'Ors
dad.
does he have? 2, I think, yeah.
Stop talking about Iniesta. I don't know. We didn't bring him up. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about Iniesta today. That's one of the greatest players of my generation, and generations to come, and generations past and present.
He's a top 15 to 30, bro.
Top 15 to 30.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, probably top 15. Better than certain guys. Better than Zidane.
So that's where we gonna fight. That's where
We're better than Zidane. So anyway, to introduce the guests, we normally ask some quick fire rapid questions. You know, so get you warmed up. Messi, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Did you hear the question?
I said Messi or Ronaldo.
Oh, that's crazy. Klopp or Pep?
Pep.
Liverpool or Man City?
City.
Boston, Miami.
Boston. Yeah, Boston.
Dallas, Golden State.
Golden State.
What's going on?
But I can't count Luka out. But I'll go Golden State.
Can't climb out. That's what I like to hear. Ali Mayweather.
Ali.
AJ Fury.
Fury.
And what's your first love? Football, basketball, boxing?
Football.
Football. Anyway, I know from the scheduling, where did you want to start today, Melo? Because the agenda, I haven't looked at it. It moved. It moved because I was ready for this one, but things have changed. But we're talking basketball. We're talking game sevens.
The series will focus on the game sevens. I'd say
Let's start with Boston, man. That's how the weekend started. What was your takeaways from this Boston game? The Boston against Giannis, basically 5 against 1.
As good as Drew Holiday is, and I rate him so highly, in my opinion, the best pound-for-pound defender in the game, he is not your number 2 if you want to win the championship. He's a number 2 defensively, but offensively just can't bring enough. He needs an extra 20% in order to put you over the edge, and that was one of the deal breakers. Obviously, Chris Middleton missing was a big miss. I mean, but if, like I said, if Drew Holiday could give an extra 20% offensively, I reckon I still maintain his defensive capabilities. I think that would have pushed Milwaukee over the edge. Giannis ran out of steam. Second half he was poor, missing open layups, turning over the ball. I won't say he choked. He just ran out of steam. I mean, the Bucks were making their threes. They snuck game 5 by making their threes in the fourth quarter, but throughout the series they didn't really shoot the ball well, and they came back to bite them in the backside. I mean, Giannis is a player that needs space to operate, especially he needs to get to the rim. If the floor is shrunk because they're not respecting your threes like that, and he obviously is not the best outside shooter, it's going to be really tough, and that was the case. But yeah, obviously the biggest takeaway, arguably, is Grant. They call him what's it called? Batman, Grant Curry.
They call him Batman.
Yeah.
Batman. That's the one for me, but
that one be talking too much. They mic'd him up against Miami. That guy was acting running around like his pack. Bro. This week a lot of men that are from the shadows have been talking a lot. I'm putting him in the Pat Bev of talking.
When you have a game 7 like that against the best player in the world,
I can talk more than Pat Bev. You can talk more than Pat Bev.
You can talk like that. I mean, he's acting brand new. It's true because he feels like a brand new player. But yeah, I mean, also as well on the Bucks side, the in-game adjustments or lack thereof. Again, this is why I'm very skeptical about Coach Bud. He's very poor.
He's a champion.
He's a champion, but that's more for Giannis and the rest of the team than him, in my opinion. But fair enough, he's a champion. But his lack of adjustments, I don't know why the game plan was to leave Grant free. Throughout the season, I think we should have close to 40%. The playoffs at 37%. I believe going into that game, he wasn't
shooting that well in that series.
Yeah. But after he's hit a few, change it up. It's game 7. You need to make sure you win the game. You used to have a stick or twist time, and they stuck and they should have twisted. So
we all know Milwaukee's defensive scheme that they play drop on the pick and roll. So that's why they normally are able to keep Lopez out there, because Lopez is not going to be moving his feet on the perimeter. Normally drops in the pick and roll, more of a rim defender, and they force you to shoot threes. And obviously, the Celtics in the last 2 games, they were hitting them. They were going down. So it's a variation with the free. You live and die by it. And it was a strange day to pick to decide. Oh, Grant Williams is going to shoot threes to kill us. Not only did Grant Williams kill you, Pritchard was killing you. Tatum was there, Brown was there. It's like every Celtic was there. Like every Celtic rolled through. It's like it was tight, man. It was tight. I fought for Giannis, man. Giannis is only one person. That's it. At the end of the day, one person can only do so much. Like after he tried. That's it. He tried.
He put a clear distinction between him and KD.
I don't know. They're both losers.
Yeah, but KD got swept. KD actually looked, as Kit Bayless says, and what's his name, and Stephen A. He looked anemic. Like he just looked like. That's why I said that was his LeBron Miami series, not Miami, Dallas series.
Okay.
KD just absolutely melted down. And before this playoffs, I said I'm still gonna give KD the edge as the best player in the game because of even though Giannis is my favorite player, but the way he won it, the injuries and stuff, was a bit mischievous. So I still get
KD is not as impactful a player as Giannis. Actually, in fact,
he's just not as good.
No, because
he's just not as good as Giannis.
It's not flaw. It's not. He doesn't shift. KD doesn't, as a star, as the main force. It doesn't shift. He doesn't shift the way you play. Like when Giannis is playing, you know what type of player. Because KD can mold into any type of player. Do you get what I mean? But he's not alpha. He's not alpha dog. He's not like, oh, we're gonna play it my way. He'll just fit into the way the game is being played that day.
Yeah.
That's how KD is. If it's a physical game, KD's gonna try and find a way to like fit in with the game. But he doesn't really want to. He wants to play more of a finesse game. And you know, the Boston Celtics imposed their will on him more than he can impose their will on them. Giannis imposed the will. He said, we're going to play a physical game. Fortunately for Boston, they had enough men to cope with that. They could throw so many bodies at him. There was some times when the worst defender was Jaylen Brown.
That's crazy.
And it's in basketball, it's all about who can impact their style on the other team. And when you only have one guy, you only have Giannis, no one else is coming along. What was Drew Holiday in that series? There's one time he had more shots than points.
Offensively, this wasn't that great.
And then Grayson Allen was a net negative. Like, what was he doing?
I was a bit surprised with Grayson. Well, it's that pressure in the defense, because to be fair, Celtics were close down hard.
Well, he gets to the rim. Layups. NBA, man. But he's getting to the rim and missing bunnies. Like, literally missing bunnies.
Trying to break down the difference between breaking down Chicago defenders and the Boston Celtics defenders, the best defense in the league, you know.
But he was getting to the rim. They were letting him get to the rim. He wasn't making
a bit, but under pressure. He wasn't just wide open. Like, some of the ones that Giannis missed were wide open, but, you know.
To be honest, it's going to be a tough. When Middleton comes back, obviously, that's a big plus. But it'll be tough to rebuild the roster outside of those three. Like, I don't think they have a lot of picks. They don't have a lot of.
No, that three is very calm.
But outside, you need others.
But yeah, just the others, they need to come up. I mean, I was a bit annoyed when they let go of PJ. The extra toughness.
Yeah.
Corner freeze.
Oh man, that's just barging and bowling people.
But, you know, PJ, they won. They had PJ and they get bumped in the second.
But
their freeze was an issue. And PJ from the corner is usually very good. So he could have got them a few extra points, few extra hustle plays, extra body to throw at the likes of Tatum and stuff.
He's been there, done it, and PJ was there with the call to win the championship. So it's always good to have a player like that.
Bobby Portis is a defensive liability to an extent. So,
boy, Bobby Portis is a joke. I was getting so angry. Did you see the bit when he broke his glasses? He just broke his glasses. I was like, well, this guy's a bit of a madman.
For sure.
Who is he?
It's for sure.
Are you sure it's for sure?
Yeah, man.
I think it's about it more than certain dons.
You might be about it, man. They said nothing but actors. That's what the NBA stands for. They're not fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, MK, what did you think?
Or what?
The series, the game 7, Giannis Tatum.
I feel like they missed their chance to close out the series. They should close out game 6. Yeah, they missed it. Yeah. After that was done, you can't go back to Boston and try. It's tough. Especially you don't have your second man there. Tough. Big ass.
50-40-90 guy.
Hey, not having Middleton really affected it.
Big ass.
Because even as a 1-2 punch, if you have Middleton can make shots from. He can make shots on 3 levels. He can make layups, mid-range, and threes.
Contested.
Yeah, contested.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even face. And if he's making threes, then your defense changes. Then Giannis can get to the rim easier.
Exactly.
It's all of those little things. Literally, at one point, they were just walling up in the paint. Just
but the same thing. I think if he's there, like Allen makes shots. He makes shots.
Because Allen's facing a lesser defender.
Yeah.
It's a knock-on effect. It just goes down the line.
Middleton can guard as well. He's 6'7"ish.
Yeah, man. He's the best Somalian basketball player of all time.
So sweet about it. He's Somalian.
Right, but it looks
Somalian.
It looks very Somalian. So, hey man, shout out Middleton, man. Now they're gonna be talking about him like he's Batman. But I'm not gonna diminish Giannis because Giannis had an amazing series. Like literally had an amazing.
He started poorly though. First 3 games he was poor.
It happens, man. This basketball we're playing. This basketball. When a team cares, eventually your will overcome. When you're a great player, you find a way. You find a way. These teams first. I always watch the first 2 games of a season. I just kind of discard it, kind of. In a way, it's like you're making adjustments, and certain teams play a certain way. It's really hard for you to adjust to. From game 3, unless you're playing on the road, normally I expect the home team to win the first 2. It's whoever loses the first game on the road that loses the series.
That's when the series starts.
Yeah.
But you talk about great players found a way. The boy KD didn't find a way still.
He found a way in other series when he's been a supplementary superstar.
Found a way. Got swept.
Supplementary superstar.
Maybe
He got swept. People get swept.
Yeah,
swept in the
I've seen
first round.
LeBron got swept.
But they didn't play that badly apart from maybe the Dallas series. That's what I told you. That's KD's low in the playoffs.
Yeah, everyone has a low.
Was it Greenberg that said it on ESPN? He said if this was LeBron, they were talking about it for 30 years, bro.
Wait, how many players have had a low? Because I know a certain man who we would say is the greatest that's lost didn't get the first round for a free series 3 years in a row, and they say he's the greatest.
But he's the greatest.
He's the greatest, but he didn't. He was
Yeah, but the way
he was even getting swept.
Yeah, but it's not that fact you lose. When you're upcoming against teams like the Boston Celtics, arguably the best team of all time, mid 80s.
He got swept.
Yeah, it's fine. Get swept.
Bucks.
But
What happened in the Bucks?
It's the way you lose. I think you lost like 3-1 or 2-1 or whatever it was.
Twice.
Yeah, the Bucks, they were a better team. But it's the way you lose. KD was actually patent. Like, he got swept and he was patent. Like, he was well below his averages. He was turning over the ball. He was horrible.
I don't know. He's revising his history in the grand scheme. When you look back on his career, you're not gonna think about this year.
Well, no, in the grand schemes, but when you want to nitpick and say KD, Steph, and,
Sustained.
you know, it's a stain on his resume.
Yeah, it's a stain in our hair.
Just
but
how it bounces
We're nitpicking.
I don't blame KD for getting swept. I blame KD more for his partnerships, choosing stupid Kyrie, one of the dumbest choices of all time. That's where my issue with KD. KD ain't a leader, but if you're not a leader, align yourself with someone that is reliable.
And who's that? Who would that be?
He's not Kyrie. He had a great person in Steph and Draymond. That was the perfect support network for him. Obviously, KD has pride and he heard people outside talking, but I think KD needs a more reliable second star. It could have been Harden. It would have been Harden. Prime Harden, not burger eating Harden. Prime Harden.
Who's gonna lead out of them two? None of them are leaders, bro.
Harden was getting to Western Conference Finals. Don't forget.
Yeah, but he's not.
And it was getting to the cusp every single time. If Chris Paul hadn't got injured, they would have beaten Golden State.
But he's not. When Chris Paul was there, Chris Paul was
like the same. You can say the same thing about Nets last year.
Nets last year.
Thing didn't get injured.
Nets last year. Hey, if you actually look at it, Nets last year, they would have beaten the Bucks if they hadn't got injured. Which is a shame that
KD's foot was smaller.
Okay, I'm not even gonna hear that. Why are you not looking? In that game, right, if we look back on it, people like Joe Harris, a lot of the supplementary stars didn't show up to just a normal level in that game. Joe Harris was missing shot after shot.
Game 7's pressure, bro.
It's the absolute pressure, isn't it? Only some people can cope with that pressure. You know, later on we're gonna talk about a guy that.
Yeah, speaking about Game 7, let's go straight into Dallas. Luka Magic. Luka Special.
What did I say about him?
Average 32, basically 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals throughout the series.
That's below his playoff averages as well.
Luka Special. What a guy.
Backs up his talk. You know, a lot of NBA players, namely Carl Anthony Towns, they be talking, but they can't back it up.
The Kentucky boys. He's in Booker from Kentucky as well.
Yeah, Kentucky boys. They be talking. They be saying this. They be saying that. But when rubber meets the road, what do? They can't back it up. Guess who can back it up? Luka be laughing at you, shooting threes, laughing at Lil Wayne in the front row. Even told Lil Wayne to come. Lil Wayne was even calling him Luka Special. After that, they won 8 quarters in a row. That man is the truth. Nothing but the truth. That's Luka.